So, I've seen a lot of videos and blogs and articles about the John Monash interview, and there's a lot of things that many different people talk about. But this one specific thing, I don't think I've really seen anything about, and that is bringing a good, specific question to ask them after your one on one session. What I mean is like not just a question you can quickly Google because that doesn't really mean anything or show anything about understanding, and anyone can do it, right? I always say if anyone can ask or say what you've done, it's not unique, and as a result, it's not a good response for this type of interview. What I mean is a question that you can look at and go, yeah, that's something that I'm genuinely curious about. I'd also suggest not actually doing the whole like, oh, when's the interview results going to come out? Because that's also kind of like a red flag. Instead, what I would suggest is you find a genuine question about the school, like you research, you Google, and you always try and dig a little deeper into something that isn't just surface level and being able to be like searched on the internet or articles and stuff like that. And ask the interviewer at the end of it, oh, I saw on your website that you had this, this, and this, or I've heard anecdotally from other students from the school that you had this, this, and this, or when I came to your open day, I saw this and all these other kind of things. Ask them a really, really specific question. And the reason I say this is because almost every single interview you have later on in life will have, do you have any questions for us? Or is there anything you'd like to ask? And that's your opportunity to really stand out. And pretty much every single person who does a good interview will always ask a follow-up question, a really interesting follow-up question. And this is one to actually gain some knowledge and experience about the whole process, the whole role and the position that you're trying to get, and also because they want to leave a lasting remark on the school or the interview panel themselves. If you ask a really, really good question, if you ask something that makes the interviewer think a little bit and realize, oh, hey, they've actually done a lot of research on this, it sets you apart a little bit further. Most students will just finish their interview with a polite, like, oh, yeah, like, nah, no questions right now, thanks. Or, no, I don't really have anything. I think you've kind of answered everything, or something along the lines of that. Or if they even ask a question, it's usually something super, super basic, like, oh, what's like the typical homework load? Or what electives do you offer? Or when are the interview results going to come out? Right? Like all those really basic little answers to questions that are like, oh yeah, the interview results come out in a couple of weeks. The electives we offer can be found on our website. Homework load varies depending on the electives you choose. They have really basic answers. Yeah. And it's something that anyone can ask without really doing too much research in their own. What you want to ask is a question that is genuinely thought provoking and showcases that you've done effort and research into the school before you came here, and that you've actually thought about the life that you'll live if you were to become a John Monash student. So when you ask a question, it's important that it's unique to your goals, your aspirations, and what you want to get out of the school. Because when you ask a question that is deep and unique to you, you're now no longer just another candidate trying to fight for your spot. Rather, you are someone who's genuinely considered and evaluating if this school is the right fit for you. And that's something that a lot of people don't really understand. The last thing as well is it leaves the interview with kind of like a one final memory, one lasting impression for you. And they might make some comments and things like that. And it showcases that, hey, you're actually engaged, you're being provoked mentally, or not provoked, but like stimulated mentally to actually go out and do the research to before you get an opportunity like this. And they might even be genuinely interested in what you'll do if you do get a position at the school. So here's what you need to do if you want to create a really banging good question. You want to make sure it's a question that they can't answer in one or two sentences. For example, you could ask something like, oh, what opportunities are there that you have that combine both science research that the school does alongside outreach events, and how can students from your school get involved in those types of things? Something like that. They might bring up the expo day. They might bring up workshops that they do around other schools. They might bring up their ESV program and tell you that, oh, we get students and volunteers that are part of the ESV program. They might get you to talk, or they might talk about the electives called like Little Scientists, Big Science, or Little Mathematicians, Big Maths, or something along the lines of that. This was a really, really long time ago when I first joined the school. And the ESV program, I was actually part of the pilot episodes for those. So I think they would have developed a whole lot more because the studio is still there. Anyway, if you have no idea what we're talking about when I say those things, then you need to do research. But because that's like staple John Monash stuff. But genuinely, when you ask a question, you want to make sure it's something that they can't answer in just 1 or 2 sentences. It's a really small thing, but when the interviewer has to really think and showcase what their experiences in the school, it really shows. It really, goes out and explains certain things. Anyway, this is a super, super small and niche thing. I know, kind of like what this channel is, right? Like every single video I've made right now is basically just been about John Monash interviews. But this one moment can really help you stand out from every other candidate. Asking a good question. Anyway, hopefully that helped. That's it. That's the video. You know the drill by now. Don't like, don't comment, don't sub. Log off and do something else now. See ya.